This podcast is brought to you by Process Baron. Handle everything better. Welcome to Powering the Process, the podcast focused on the real work behind industrial manufacturing. Each week, your host, Jen Little, digs into the systems, equipment, and strategies that keep plants running efficiently. From everyday operational challenges to emerging engineering solutions, we're here to share practical insights that help you keep your process moving. Let's get started.
Welcome to Powering the Process, where we dive into the stories behind the machines that keep America's industries moving. Today's episode is all about precision, skill, and the people who make it happen. We're taking an inside look to the world of expert field service crews at Process Baron, a role that demands accuracy, problem solving, and a steady hand under pressure. So here today we have Joey Taylor. He's a supervisor here, and we have Levi Taylor, who is a general foreman.
Well, there's no relation.
No relation, he says.
No.
But we are so glad that you guys are here with us today.
Glad to be here, bud. Glad to be here.
All right, so we have some questions that people want to know about field service crews, especially field service crews at Process Baron. So, and you can both answer, just jump in. What does a typical day look like for a crew chief at Process Baron?
Making sure everybody's got their safety up to par when you get there, and getting everybody in the gate, starting the job. JSAs, make everything safe as possible before we do anything else. Make sure you got everything in row, locked out, everything. That's when you start. Until that's done, your day hasn't started yet.
Right. So there sounds like there's a couple of hours before you actually get started.
Before we get started, we make sure everybody knows what's going on, where they're going to be at, and what time they'll be there.
All right, so let's say, Joey and Levi, a typical crew, which I know, so you're a full-time supervisor, and Levi's a general foreman, which there's times where you've got to push a crew on your own, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So is that just due to capacity, or?
Yeah, need. When we're booked up, they ain't got no other supervisor to go. Or it could be something like somebody's IMSA training it and up to date, and mine is, I may have to go.
Mm-hmm. Does it have also a lot to do with when we're working around the clock? So you've got day shift and you've got a night shift.
Yeah, correct.
After that?
Right. Instead of bringing a whole nother supervisor in, my supervisor would run the day shift, I'd run the night shift, and we're used to working together.
Or you could be on the same job, and one job is going on here, you got another job going on there, and stuff like that happens. Different POs for different jobs, and you're still on the job site.
Yeah.
So if there's different work orders, say if you're working on, one of you's working on one boiler here, you got fans on this boiler, but then you might be able to put the general foreman over here on the second boiler because you're still in close relation to each other.
Correct.
So what does a typical crew look like for you?
Well, I don't know how to really answer that, but the truck driver is one of the most important people on the crew. They got to get it there and get it safe. But your head millwright, your head welder, your general foreman, those three have to be all in one. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have a general foreman or a lead welder or a millwright, you have to take the place of what their expertise is not.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you being a general foreman, he might know more about welding side or the millwright side, or he might know a lot about both. Mm-hmm. But the supervisor's job is to make sure all three things are in line with what you got going on and being safe with everything.
Right.
Safety is the biggest thing.
Right.
With me it is anyway, because I will say some things on that job site that you'll have to bleep out in this, in this setting where we're having it right now. But
right.
That's just the way it goes.
Well, I know safety, of course, is safety first for everybody. And do you mind just explaining a little bit what goes into safety training? It's not something that happens once a year. So can you explain a little bit about safety training for process bearing?
Well, we go through OSHA training and MSHA training, and every job, you have different people have different things going on life beside the job. So you have to make sure you're in tune with who you got working with you and what they got going on. Because if you're not paying attention to what they're doing, usually if they got other stuff at home going on or whatever's going on in life, their mind's not where they're at. But you got to pay on top of whatever they're doing. But mostly on every job, everybody we send out are trained to be on that job anyway. But sometimes you have to remind them of what they're going on and what they're looking at, and remind them to watch out for everybody there.
Right.
And safety training is kind of an everyday thing.
That's right.
Training as you're working.
That's right.
A lot of young guys coming into the field now. You have to stay training them constantly.
Yep.
Right. So the standard PPE that we see all the time, obviously hard hats, ear protection, eye protection,
Steel-toed boots.
Some
Blue
are
jeans.
lace, some are not.
Yeah.
Certain gloves for certain tasks. But so a lot of the newcomers into a crew, and so they're coming up and they've never been on a job site like that before. How do you communicate to them the importance of safety?
Well, me personally, I communicate that like they're my child. Most of the ones that's coming out there that are young, they don't know how to respond to people just tell them something, just walking off. You know what I mean? I take them, tell them the way I was taught. I'm old school, and I tell them straight up, put your damn glasses on. Because that's the biggest thing when you have somebody new, they're not used to wearing clear glasses. So that's the first thing I say in the morning, keep your glasses on, your earplugs in all day long. And that's the most, for me, that's the most, I was a part welder too. So I know how easy it is to get something in your eye, something fall off your hard hat or something flying from anywhere.
Right.
Gloves.
And gloves.
They don't like to wear gloves either.
No.
Not used to doing nothing with gloves.
Go home with hands like bricks. You can't, have to stop, pay attention to what you're doing. Because, it don't take for just a second to miss a finger or anything else like that.
Well, focusing on a millwright out of the crew. So when we talk about a millwright, there are specific skill sets that a millwright has. It's not just anybody on the crew. It's specific. So if you're on a job, just a typical job, what kind of things are you going to assign to that millwright that you wouldn't assign to somebody else?
Well, a millwright's got to live his life in thousandths. That shows you, if you live your life in thousandths of a millwright, that means you're paying attention to every step that you're going through.
Precision work.
Precision. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go in there and throw something together and say, well, it's done. It don't work that way.
Thousandths of an inch.
That's right.
Thousandths of an inch.
You have to live every day. If you're doing a millwright, you have to live by a thousandth of an inch. You got to move slow and steady, but get it done like it's supposed to be done, or you're backing up. You know what I mean?
So do you see that kind of precision needed on mostly rotors for air handling equipment, or do you see it in material handling as well?
It's both. You got to if you're material handling, if you ain't got a dump valve right, or something ain't set right, it's not going to run right, and that stops the hopper up, and it goes from there all the way to the hopper.
You got roller bearings and conveyors.
Yeah.
Or rotary feeders.
Yeah. Let's see what's it.
If you got the bearing too tight on a conveyor, sooner or later it's going to get hot and it's going to lock up.
Or if it's not straight.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll rub the holes and everything.
It's going to rub the wall.
Yeah. And a dust collector. If your dust collector stopped up, that causes problems with the air handling side. So if you don't do it right at the end, your beginning's going to be starting to mess up. So the fan starts beginning and the ash going out to the conveyors at the end. If the end stopped up, the beginning's not going to stop. So that causes from one problem to go to the next.
So everything just flows downstream after that.
That's right.
So do you mind, I guess each of you, just share an example of a challenging alignment or installation that you've had over the years? Maybe the one that sticks out in your mind the most.
It was a very tight fit fan. I think the fan weighed, I don't know, somewhere around 40,000 pounds. we had a 1/4 of an inch in between the structural beam and the floor to get the fan out from under.
1/4 of an inch
A 1/4 of an inch.
clearance.
To put
Yeah.
a 40,000-pound wheel through.
Yeah.
Wow.
This
We pulled
with
it.
a shaft about 25 foot long. hanging
Yeah.
out.
Now, we pulled it from, we got it out of the housing all the way out the door. That we had to cut a hole in to get it out the door. And if you've seen the door that we pulled it out of, you'll just how they do that.
It wasn't really a door. It was more like a hole in the wall.
Well, it was before we got the fan there anyway. But the old fan we pulled out like that. The new fan we decided to build a sled for it so it'd move across the floor easier. That worked out a lot easier, but as far as back breaking and doing some stuff I haven't really had to do, it was a challenge.
So obviously rigging
Yes.
is a huge part
Yes.
of your job
That's right.
every day.
And watching people use the rigging.
Yes.
Make sure they get the right rigging.
Right. And then then communicating with crane operators who may be on the ground,
Yeah.
and you're 7 or 8 stories high.
Yeah, we was 5 stories high.
So,
In a paper mill, that's more like 10
Yeah.
stories.
Never mind, it would have been 10 stories. Cause
Fifth floor in a paper mill is
Yeah.
about 150 foot up.
Yeah. It's something else. I could go on forever about those, but
oh, I'm sure. I know there's all kinds of stories that stand out like that. So obviously precision is of the utmost importance, not only when you're with the millwright doing what they do, but even so moving the equipment.
That's
like
right.
you said, you had a 1/4 of an inch to move this 50,000-pound wheel
that's right.
through. So I know precision matters in everything you do. So when you get to the job site and you're unloading, the toolbox is unloaded, what's the first tool you grab?
I guess it's hard at me.
Hard hat's got to go on your head.
That's right.
Hard
That's
hats
right.
on your head before you do anything?
Yeah, JSA.
iPad, yeah.
Yeah. And an impact.
Impact.
Yeah.
You
A
want
cordless impact.
Open doors.
That's
So
right.
that's something that you've got to have right away.
That's right.
Probably the most handy thing we
Yeah.
have.
That and a socket set.
Cordless impact.
So what tools and technologies give you the best accuracy in your day?
Alignment machines. And alignment machines and our mics.
Okay.
That's the two things that can't be riding around in the truck in the back of it.
Right.
You got to have those in tune, or if they're not right, you might as well just quit what you're doing to begin with, because most of the stuff we do, you're not going to be able to do with the tape measure.
Okay. So you're talking about when you get ready to mic a shaft and things like that.
Micrometer, yeah.
No.
Micrometers. So that kind of equipment, is that something that needs to be calibrated every so often? And how do we handle that at process?
Usually
Mill?
we calibrate the alignment machines at least once a year.
Yeah, I think they have to be done at least
Yeah, once a
year.
year. And micrometers, you can do them. They have standards that come with them.
Yeah, you can
You
calibrate,
can
them
calibrate
yourself.
them yourself.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's up to the supervisor and general foreman to make sure that that's done.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Correct. So just thinking about Joey, how long have you been with Process Bearing?
15 years this February.
15 years. Okay. Can you think of, has any innovation over the last 15 years made your job easier?
Cordless impact.
Yes, cordless impact and the lasers without no cords.
Yep.
Cordless lasers?
Cordless lasers, wireless
lasers.
lasers is the best thing since they put bread in a box.
Okay.
Yep.
So I know that we partner with Crew Connects, and Crew Connects developed a system custom made for us on inspection reports.
Oh, we love Crew Connects.
And we use iPads to do the inspection reports.
Yeah.
So do you think that the inspection reports, I mean, obviously are very valuable to the customers and everything. So when you're doing those inspection reports, I'm sure somebody on your crew was assigned to do that. Are you, the supervisor and general foreman, are you feeding that information to somebody, or are they responsible for obtaining that information themselves?
I'm the one that actually does it.
I do mine too. So I do all the pictures and everything. Everything gets. I take a lot of pictures of whatever I'm doing, and I have the crew members whatever they're doing. I have them take pictures, and we'll airdrop them to me, and they'll tell me what's going on, whatever they're doing. Well, it depends what I'm doing, where I'm at. I can't be in 25 different places at once. So.
Right.
If at all possible, when it comes to alignment or any precision work, I try to be hands-on. Where even if I'm not the one doing it, I'm there verifying that they're doing it right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I record that information, or then we put it into the Crew Connect.
Yeah.
But the way you do it now with the iPads through the digital format, compared to the way it was 15 years ago where it was paper in triplicate.
I love it.
Yeah, it's easier to keep up with iPad than it is all these different papers.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think the customers appreciate it more?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I really do. I've actually got feedback from them after I've sent my report in.
Because they can receive that.
Pretty quick.
So when you get to the job site, you've got a task there, you've got your work order, you've got your job scope on what's going on. What is the first conversation that you have with your contact there at the mill?
Lockout,
where we lock out, and usually what's the time frame on what we're going to, and if there's any other contractors going to be in our way to do our job.
Right.
That's usually then we have a communication up through the job, so it's kind of cut and
They may
dry.
be running a day behind and what they was expecting.
You never know.
Well, I know I've been on job sites during a major outage where there's been as many as 200 or 300 contractors on site at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I've seen thousands.
And maybe process bearing is 5 or 6, 7 crews of that total. But when everything's down at the same time, all the boilers are down and all of this work is happening. You've got people working above you and below you. So how do you, I think safety, we know safety comes first, and I think that safety is one of those things that you got to make sure everybody on your crew is following the safety rules. But when you're in a situation like that, when you're surrounded by other contractors, how does that make it more difficult?
Oh, it's like, you ever seen ants after an ant bed's been stirred up?
Yes.
It kind of looks like that. The people on top of people, and sometimes you have to just back away, let them do what they got to do, then go back. And they have to do the same thing. You got to be courteous. You can't be courteous with people you work around. I mean, it's just going to cause a lot of issues, and I'm not that way. I know I got a job doing, they do too, so I try to get along with the mill contact, and figure out what needs to be first or what needs to be second, or if my job is ahead of his. Or, you never know.
Right. So as the supervisor and general foreman, you're pretty much the primary contact for process bearing. You're the face of process bearing at that job with that crew. With that operator or maintenance planner. So, and your crew is there, so they're watching you, right? So do you feel that every day is a training ground? You know they're watching, they're paying attention, and they're learning from you. How do you feel about that responsibility?
I love it. I've been a father for 22 years, and it's just feel natural. You don't have no. I mean, I was a leader and a boss man before I come to process, so I've already had a lot of experience with it anyway. So
yeah, I think some people can, some people just
yeah,
can't.
some people are made for it.
Some people are born to be a leader, I guess you say.
Right. I think that's very true.
Yeah. And plus, I have a real loud voice, so that makes me pretty much, they can hear me.
People hear you right away?
With earplugs and everything else. So.
So according to the stats for process bearing, our field crews, all 20 of them, traveled over 2 million miles last year and performed about 3,000 jobs. So how do you guys, how are you preparing your regular life? And then when you signed up, regular life, that you know that you're kind of on call 24/7, and you could get that call at any time. So what kind of mentality does that take, and how do you teach that to younger generation coming into the field?
Well, it's hard. I have my son working with me now, but there's a lot of birthdays and stuff I missed growing up. But now he's a better understanding why I wasn't there all the time. Mm-hmm. And I was gone. I've been to California, Maine, Miami, every state but Michigan. And so some people are made for it, some people not. Mm-hmm. You got to have understanding people at home, and that makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. But you just got to go.
Yeah, you got to know that that's what's putting food on the table.
That's right. You got to go.
Well, at the same time, it's a balance.
So, what do you think makes process bearing unique out in the industry? There's competitors. We have competitors. Oh, yeah. We have competitors that do some of the things we do, mm-hmm. but not a competitor that does all of the things that we do. No. Do you think that's our primary advantage in the industry, or does something else stand out to you?
I think it's because of the people, the experience most of these guys have. And I've been working here 15 years, and a lot of these people have been here before. Mm-hmm. Already been here longer than I have. So a lot of it's the experience of the people and how they treat other people. Mm-hmm. If you have people that treat people badly, that's not going to work. It's not going to fly. And we try to be fair with everybody as much as we can.
Well, Levi, I know you've been with the company how long? Did you say?
5 years.
5 years, and so you've already made it to general foreman. What made you choose this career path?
I gotta hear this.
I grew up in a welding shop, so I kind of been around it my whole life as far as welding and the metalworking goes. But I kind of tried everything else, and because I didn't want to be a welder like everybody else in my family, I thought I'm gonna do something different. No. And I tried several other things, and I wound up falling back on I could make the best living. Just go ahead and sticking with what I already knew. You know? Right. Instead of trying to learn all these other things, let's just go with what you know.
Yeah, my job at McDonald's didn't work out either.
I didn't do real good when I tried to teach second grade.
So I got you.
Might as well be a welder.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, my gosh. Well, so if you were talking to somebody out there just out of school and they're looking for a career path that will offer them flexibility and some time, travel, see everything in the United States at some point, and learn a trade, an actual craft that can transfer into other things. What would you tell those high school seniors that are about to hit the world?
Some people were built for the desk. Some people were built for driving. Some people were built for work. Mm-hmm. You got to figure out which one's which. And that's just the way it is. I mean, there's a lot of people, if you're going to do this job, you got to have mentality. You got to have a work ethic. So this job is not standing around looking. Mm-hmm. You got to look, and you got to be aware of everything, but the standing around part is not going to work. You got to be able to go. Mm-hmm. And if you can't go and you got to be home for this, that, and the other, it's not the job for you. But if you want to see everything, see the United States.
You can make a decent living.
Yeah.
Without a degree, you know what I mean? Of course, you could go get you a degree in something and probably make a better living. But
yeah.
I mean, if everybody ain't built for college either. No. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Learning trade.
You can make a decent living and be comfortable and raise a family or whatever, but you gotta want to. It ain't, like you said, it ain't for everybody.
No.
Right.
It takes a certain mentality to do this job, but we make good money.
Right.
And you just got to be able to know this is my job. You got to choose that job. If this is what you want to do it to your best of your ability and learn something from it.
Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at somebody who's just fresh out of school, they decide a career path as a field craftsman is what they want to do. What kind of qualities are you looking for in that person? Knowing they don't know how to weld, they're not a millwright yet, but they want to get into it. What kind of qualities do you think stand out in that person?
Work ethic.
work ethic.
You can tell by the first hour of him being on a job or that person being on a job if they got it or they don't.
What I call want to.
That's right.
Do they want,
Want
to
to.
or not?
If they want to, they'll show it. If they're there, we'll check.
Honesty, punctuality.
That's right. Punctuality.
Want to.
On time.
If you can get there on time and be there every day and you want to.
So you would recommend process bearing out there to any of these people that are entering the workforce?
Yeah, I would. If you're looking for a job to see the United States and do different things and challenged every day, this is the job for you.
Sure.
And you'll make plenty of money. I ain't got a problem with it. You got a problem with it?
They pay me to see the Grand Canyon and
Yeah, that's right.
all kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So, it's a job, like I said, it's tough. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's, cotton candy and suckers all the time. It's not. It's dirty work, but it's steady work. It's honest work.
That's right. I would have to agree. Exactly what he said.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy.
Exact
That makes me
sentiment.
feel a whole lot better about today. I can move on with my life now.
Well, you guys have been great, and thank you so much, Joey and Levi, for joining us today and kind of giving us that behind-the-scenes look at our field service side.
If that's what you call it?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
that's what I want to
We'll
call
go with
it.
that then.
Yes,
You're behind
and
the
I
scenes.
thank you so much for participating today because I think it provided a lot of insight.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I enjoyed it.
Yep.